I've got 1 acre up in Lutsen, Minnesota. My name is Miles McLaughlin. Overlooking Deer Yard Lake. This is a really nice property I'm rolling out with you today. I want to talk about a lot of common questions I get on these properties. What I do is I sell raw land. This is my specialty. This is my niche. Been doing it for over a decade, working on a lot of really unique and what I consider epic properties and world-class locations in this country. So this is a 1 acre property we're looking at just outside of Lutsen, Minnesota, which you've got a ski hill up here. You're next to one of the Great Lakes. You're overlooking Deer Yard Lake. You've got hiking trails galore. You've got Superior National Forest. This is a really, really special part of the country. And this is a really nice property. Our photographer did a great job of capturing this listing. You can see what the access road looks like. You can see there's some boundary markers out there. You can see the vegetation on the property a little overgrown. It's going to take a little bit of TLC, but that's okay. That's what people are looking for in these land investments, just something wild and free up north. So, when I look at properties like this, I want to show you guys the location. Again, in this video, I'm going to bring the property up in satellite imagery. I'm going to talk about how you can access the property. That's going to be a really big common question. I tell folks, hey, you can go view our properties anytime on your own. I'm going to teach you how to have a successful land viewing. I'm going to talk about utilities up here, and then I'm going to talk about some potential uses with the property. So, and at the end of the video, I'll get on Zillow and show you guys what the market looks like up here in Lutsen. So just kind of zooming in, we're overlooking Deer Yard Lake on our property here. Here's our access road on Deer Yard Road, gets you right to the property. You've got a gentle slope on the property. You've got awesome views overlooking Deer Yard Lake. So with some clearing, with some dirt work, it'd be a really cool spot for me, this part of the country. I think a small cabin in the woods, tiny home, a yurt, or even just a place to pull a camper up to, right? That it would work for that. Look how close you are to really nice hiking trails, right? You've got hidden falls out your front doorstep, right? So this part of the country, if we look around, here's our property right at Deer Yard Lake. Just hop back on your road and you've got all these campgrounds. So these campgrounds fill up during the summer, right? And there's rivers. You've got Lookout Mountain right here. This is a really, really cool part of the country. If you haven't explored northern Minnesota, it's worth your time. I know we're advertising to people all over the United States. This is a really, really undiscovered and special part of the country. So it'd be your own little private spread out here, overlooking Deer Yard Lake. You'd have access to hiking trails all up and down the shores here. Mount Lutsen's right here. So you've got a golf course, Superior National Golf Course at Lutsen. You've got Lutsen Mountains. This is a ski hill, snowboarding, things like that. So you've got a lot to do. Not only do you have summer use up in northern Minnesota, and it's tough to beat a summer in Minnesota, but you've got winter recreation out here too. So you've got some mountain biking. It looks like they're running the chairlifts during the summer and the fall. Absolutely stunning out here in the fall. If you haven't been up to northern Minnesota in the fall, put it on your bucket list. It's a world-class area to go. I mean, you can see, the Great Lakes look like oceans out here. So it's really, really something special up here in northern Minnesota. And you're not too far away from Minneapolis. So for people looking for potentially a rental or something like that, you're really not too far away from Minneapolis. It's a 4-hour drive from Minneapolis. You're really close to Duluth, Minnesota from the property. So again, if you're looking for a place, whether it be a campsite, even a campsite, a recreational land investment, bring your camper, do a little dirt work. You're going to have some awesome views. You're going to be in an awesome location in the United States here, especially up in northern Minnesota. So there's boat launches and things all up and down this highway. So you're going to have access to the Great Lakes. And then again, you've got the boundary waters up here. You've got Superior National Forest. You've got, look at all these lakes. You're up in the boundary waters. This is world-class walleye fishing, world-class hunting, and world-class recreation. Like if I get on Onyx Maps and show you guys the property, you're in the Sawtooth Mountains. There's trailheads everywhere. State parks, and this area is surrounded by state land, national forest. It's all Superior National Forest, right? If I zoom out, it's Superior National Forest everywhere. So you can see that. Here's Superior National Forest up here in green. It's just everywhere. Look at this huge swath of land. You've got lakes everywhere. Here's Superior National Forest down here too. More of it. So, you're in a mecca of outdoor recreation. So I think you get the point. There's hiking trails, there's public access points, there's campgrounds everywhere. This is a popular area for people to go vacation. So when we're talking about target audience here, it's somebody who wants to get up into northern Minnesota. Here's some really good photos of the property too. And I'll pull it up on satellite imagery, just showing you. It's, you can't tell, like with satellite imagery, you can't really see the road right here, but this road is not denoted in the right place. It does go right up to the property. So again, I'll show it to you on Onyx Maps here, and you get a little bit of a better view of the road, I believe. So yeah, you can see here's our property right here outlined. Here's East Deer Yard Road. You can see it goes right through, and like there's people accessing it beyond here. So here's some people that have built. You're going to have some neighbors out here. They've got some cool cabins on these lakes. I'm trying to look at a similar property. This would be pretty similar here. This one where he built up on the bench, basically a little bit higher up. And if I go into 3D imagery here, I can show you guys there's a gentle slope. So you're going to have lake views. You see that? You've got a little bit of a slope. You're going to have some sweet views looking this way. It'll be a cool property right when you're up there. So like I said, a little bit of dirt work would go a really long way on this property. I've got an old 1970 K-Yacht camper. This is something I would go park my camper on during the summer. It'd be cool to have a little wood burning stove up here in a little cabin. Like I said, I think according to Cook County, Minnesota, I think anything under 250 square feet, you don't need a permit for. So tiny homes, yurts, things like that should be fine. And then, camping should be fine too. So if you want to look more into the listing, I do have it on Google Earth right here. Again, we can kind of look around, but you can see all that. Onyx is my favorite app to use for land viewing. So if you want to go view the property, make sure to use this app, Onyx Maps. You're just going to get on Deer Yard Road. You're going to use the GPS coordinates. And if you have Onyx Maps going, the property will be outlined, and you can walk the property pretty well and understand your boundaries. If you don't have Onyx, just use the GPS coordinates and look at natural features in the landscape. So if I go here, we're kind of straight north above these properties like that. You can kind of see just to the south here is kind of this house right here. So that would be a natural feature in the landscape. If you can identify that, you're kind of right here. But yeah, just use GPS coordinates to go view the property. Like I said, a really cool part of the country up here in Lutsen, Minnesota. You've got golf courses. You've even got a winery right here. So the North Shore has a lot going on. I really encourage you to look into that, into the North Shore, and it's a cool part of the country. There's a lot of Airbnbs up here and things of that nature. So take a peek, Google the area, pull up the GPS coordinates. All I'm doing with these coordinates is copying and pasting them right out of Google, just like this, and they'll pull right up on a map. So take a peek at that. They'll work in Onyx Maps like this too. So if you're interested in reading more about the zoning, you can look into that county zoning information here, give them a call. I did identify kind of a little building pocket. I think based on the zoning, you'll need like a variance if you want a bigger building pocket, but this is a pretty decent sized building pocket. I think it's a little bit over a quarter of an acre or a tenth of an acre. So if we kind of draw this out, we can kind of look at the measurements here. So get that peeked in here, and just roughly, like, this is a cool little building pocket here. If I can go to acreage, I did a path. We got to do a hexagon here. And then I'll look up some comps here on Zillow just to give you an idea of the property. So about 0.1 acres. How many square feet is that? 2,400 square feet. I think that is a good building pocket. You could talk to the county about something bigger. But again, the way it's priced, this would be a really cool spot for like an off-grid cabin, tiny home, camper site, something like that. Just to have your roots down in northern Minnesota, up by the Boundary Waters, up on the North Shore. If you keep doing some research, it is really a cool part of the country. So that's really what I have to share on the property. I do want to end the video with a quick disclaimer. This isn't legal advice. This is not real estate advice. I buy and sell all my properties as is. You as a buyer need to conduct your own due diligence. So again, trying to share everything I know with you about the property as candid as I can. But at the end of the day, you will be responsible for your own due diligence. I sell all my property as is. And I just want to make that clear to end this video. So thanks for tuning in. I do have other listings in Minnesota for sale on the website. If you are interested in land for sale, just give us a call. I'm happy to have a conversation about this property. I've got some other stuff in Minnesota too. I've got a 30 acre in Minnesota, and I think I'm picking up a couple more 40 acre tracts too. So my goal is to provide these, really unique, epic properties. I've got a nice property up in northern Minnesota too, 30 acres. You can see it right here. You've got some wetlands, but half it's dry too. So this would be a really nice hunting property, or also a place for recreation, or even to build and put a driveway in. So get with us if you have questions. Again, you can reach us here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.